All right, Lyndsee. So thank you so much for doing this testimonial for me. And my first question to you is, what made you decide to work with me specifically doing this neurosomatic work?
Sure. As a solopreneur, first time, I knew I needed a bit more support in not only like the business side of things, but the psychological side of trying to go it alone and do something differently, do something out of the corporate mindset and like stuff that hadn't worked for me before. I wanted to make my own way of doing business. And I knew that part of it would require somebody outside of my inner circle, like as much as I had a support system of my own, I think none of them were going through exactly what I was going through. And, there was a bit of bias there too. And they all wanted to help me. But I think what I needed was someone like a sounding board outside of like who I knew. And so when you and I connected on LinkedIn and had a chance to discuss, and you'd ask me some questions that already had me like assessing how I was trying to go about running a business and what things were tripping me up, which was like perfectionist tendencies, kind of always waiting for this other shoe to drop, even when things were working decently well. As a second year solopreneur, I still had like this weight and this struggle that I was kind of silently battling by myself. And when we got the chance to work together, I knew that it was going to help me untangle some of the things that I was, battling with internally.
Thank you so much for sharing that and being so open.
Yeah.
My next question is for you. What were you struggling with before we started working together?
Yeah. So as a solopreneur, you wear all the hats. So I was trying to figure out how to be kind of on the front end of the sales and customer side of things, which I had more experience in, but I was also trying to do, business operations and finance and marketing and everything. And it started to feel quite overwhelming to be a team of one and doing all of that alone. And I'd seen a lot on LinkedIn of people, being career coaches, or I'm in copywriting. So they were even like copywriting coaches and business coaches and life coaches. And I thought that could be a path that I would pursue, but just as like having somebody on my side and in my corner to help me navigate the newness of running my own business. But nothing had quite resonated with me, honestly, until you reached out and I looked into the work that you do that's both mind, because I am a very type A Virgo perfectionist person, but also body. So that somatic side of things that you do and how they connect, and how it was more than just spreadsheets and business strategy. It was like figuring out what I needed as an individual to be the person who can run this business. And the answer was like, I already have all those things. I just need to go inside and remind myself of those things and figure out how I could capitalize on my own strengths and my own qualities to be the best in this role.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. Thank you for answering that so in depth. So what changed for you most during the program, both internally and externally?
I have definitely gotten more in touch with my body. I'm definitely spending a lot of time up in my head, very cyclical thought patterns and overanalyzing things and trying to figure out how to fix it or what plans do I need to prepare for. And I know that causes me stress, but sometimes I don't recognize that stress because I haven't been listening to my body and what it's trying to tell me or show me. And so this work has given me both tools to tap in to my neuro side of things and the physical side of things, but also just trusting myself and listening to myself and recognizing that that's so powerful, and it can help me with my patterns and rewire my thinking and to not have to operate so much in my head, to be like an island. I'm this whole iceberg, where you don't see the whole rest of it. So I have to rely on my physical side of things as well as my analytical side of things.
Yeah, beautiful. And what feels different for you in your life or your relationships now?
I definitely feel more centered. As we were talking about, I feel like I'm leading from my heart more, leading from my core values and qualities that I'd maybe suppressed with my mind responding to all the external factors in my life, both work and personal. But yeah, I feel much more centered, much more grounded. I trust myself. I recognize that I can trust myself, that I am here for me, and I'll always be here for me. And I know that we've been conditioned to rely on, a job and business cultures and to adjust to those and try to acclimate and wear different hats. But at the end of the day, we really have to consider prioritizing us, because none of that matters without us. And so taking care of myself and trusting myself and my instincts.
Thank you. What was your favorite part about working together?
You, because you're so cool and so easy to talk to and get to know. And I loved jumping on with you once a week. It was something I looked forward to. And I even enjoyed the WhatsApp, being able to just text and send photos or clips or things that I'd seen that resonated based on what we'd been going through and talking about and working on. So just the relationship that you and I got to build over the 3 months has been so, so rewarding and so lovely.
Thank you. It's very kind. I appreciate that. How would you describe my coaching style to someone who's never met me?
I think I would say that you are incredibly kind and centered. You always know how to read the space, even though it's a digital encounter. I just recognize this value in you to bring peace to a space and make you feel safe and able to open up to you and have genuine conversations, even if they're difficult, or tap into some of the stuff that we're working on that might not be the easiest thing to look at. But you make people feel seen and heard.
I appreciate that. On a scale of 1 to 10, how valuable was this experience for you?
Definitely a 10. I talked about seeing other kinds of coaching in the world, and there's so many out there, and I recognize those could be valuable as well. And it takes different coaching for different individuals and different brains and different areas of interest. But this is the coaching I was waiting for. That's why none of the other ones, I never moved forward with the other ones, because this is the one that I needed to find.
Thank you. What would you say to someone who's considering working with me but hasn't taken the leap yet?
I think that if you want something to feel different, you have to do something different. And that action is stepping forward with something that maybe you have been considering but aren't ready to. I think what I've recognized in this, I keep using the word recognize, sorry. What I've realized in this experience is that if I hadn't pursued it, I would have missed out on a great opportunity. And I know there's always a reason not to, and a reason to talk myself out of something. But if I want to build a business of my own for myself, the way I want to do business, I knew I was going to need some help in that space. And you were there to help me in that.
Thank you so much. Anything else that you want to add to future clients, what they might want to know?
I think if you are willing to commit to it and genuinely be open-hearted to an alternate approach, you will be very happy with the results. I think investing in yourself and giving yourself these tools are for the betterment of you as an individual and you for the future and anything that you go on to do.
Thank you so much, Lyndsee.
Yeah.